let's jump into it. So Alex Lima's in the house, and Alex has a local dojo, a training facility right here in Tampa Bay, right off of Waters Avenue, kind of close to the Veterans Expressway. But we talk a lot about self-defense on the show. You know, we bring Florida Firearms Academy, Thomas King, on the show, and he's actually the one who introduced us.
Absolutely, good buddy.
And yeah, awesome dude. But self-defense is one of the areas that we like to talk about and cover here on the show, just because people, a lot of times, they're just kind of blinded. They're looking down on their phone coming out of the mall. I mean, there's lots of things. What are some good tips that we might want to share with them with that type of thing in mind?
Well, like you just touched on, people being, you know, the society we live in, we're big on just kind of being glued to our phones or really not paying attention, honestly. I've seen people do everything but drive when they're sitting in a car. Yeah. I saw a guy reading a book one time while eating like a breakfast sandwich on the interstate. It was absolutely nuts, but in Miami it was true. Yeah. But yeah, situational awareness is number one.
Yes.
With everything. You have to be aware of what's going on around you. You got to just pay attention is a huge one. And then after that, you know, that's the one you can do on your own without really any like additional training. You just have to kind of train yourself to do that. But then seek additional training. You know, your concealed weapons permit, go down to Florida Firearms Academy, learn how to prepare and train and know the ins and outs of whatever weapon you choose to as your personal protection for yourself and your family.
Right.
And then, like I always say, you know, like a firearm is a definitive answer in a self-defense situation if you're well trained with it.
Right.
But in the event you cannot get to your firearm, you run out of ammunition, or it's too close for you to pull it, you don't have time, you better have a backup plan, a contingency plan.
Right.
You know? And that's where self-defense training comes into play, learning how to basically prepare your body for close quarter combat.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember, you know, coming out of school, back in school, I was a wrestler, and, you know, when I learned how to grapple, I just felt like a shift in my mind, like a paradigm shift. You know, hey, I can control the situation. A lot about hand control, a lot about controlling your opponent. But now that's been taken to the 10th degree with all the jiu-jitsu. And, you know, Ken Shamrock's my business partner, so we talked about this before, Gracie's. You know, now this has really come down to a science of how to, you know, control and lock joints and all that stuff.
It really is, and that's how I approach it. Like, you know, a lot of places train for sport, or, you know, just kind of like for just like the fitness aspect. We really train like the art of war, like true, you know, human combat and the ins and outs. And I have the benefit of, you know, being a paramedic for so many years. Like, I've studied the human body for a very long time.
Wow.
And, you know, and then I've been doing this stuff since I was 4 years old, turning 5. I'm no longer that age. I've been doing this for a long time. So I think we did the math one time. Like, I probably could have been a doctor like 5 times the amount of time I've put into studying this this science. And that's how I approach it. It's like a science. That's how I teach my students. It's not just, hey guys, do this move and this, and this. I want you to understand why you're doing it and why it works.
Yeah.
So that like a female can maybe come in and understand why the mechanics of this position is going to work on an opponent that is larger and stronger than she is.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Because if you can manipulate joints or utilize hand control, those situations, you're going to be in a much better position. And a lot about being aware. One of the couples I was meeting with recently, they had mentioned their friend. It was a friend. She was a realtor. Used to be a realtor back in the 80s with something like Century 21 back in the day. But their friend that was on the team or something got killed, got literally murdered in a real estate showing. So it happens.
Absolutely.
You see it happening. You hear about it. But, you know, there's simple things you can do. Like when you're showing a property, open the door, let them walk in first.
Yes.
Don't turn your back to the opponent or the potential assailant, right?
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, you never know. I mean, look at people like, you know, Ted Bundy and like all this stuff. Like, people thought they were just like normal dudes. You never know what someone's like capable of until you really get to know them and know that person.
Yeah.
You know, so especially as a real estate agent or something like that, you don't know this person. You have very minimal interactions and you don't know what their true intentions are.
Yep.
You know, a criminal they think different than we do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And they're going to be able to mask their true intentions.
For sure.
They're going to be able to use that, and especially with, you know, the real estate as a ploy to get somebody to a vacant house. Wow.
Of course.
What a perfect combination.
I mean, exactly. That's a prime opportunity to, you know, commit some sort of, you know, heinous act, you know, against another human being. So
now we're talking with Alex Lima here, BlackBelt Fitness and Martial Arts Club right here in Tampa Bay. He works with children, adults, you know, in between as well. He's also working with Gigi's Playhouse. You got something coming up with them soon?
Yeah, Gigi's Playhouse, for those that aren't aware, they're a center for children and adults with Down syndrome specifically. Pretty cool because they're teamed with the Tampa Bay Lightning, so they got a lot of love and support going behind them and what they do. And these, like a lot of these, I call them kids just because they're younger than me, but a lot of these kids, you know, they're in their 20s and stuff like that. They're adults. They're friends of mine now on like Facebook and stuff, and we interact, and they like my posts, and I like their stuff. You know, I got one guy, Tristan. He's pretty cool. They're all cool, but he has a dream of being a chef, and
cool.
he actually started like a little baking company and a food truck.
Nice.
Allows him to like sell his treats, and he comes and like this guy's an entrepreneur.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're just really cool people, man.
That's
They're
awesome.
very interesting, and I love hanging out with them. But yeah, I'm going down there April 16th, so next month, and I'm gonna do I've done it before, but I put on a special class with them, and I do self-defense work with them because they get picked on just like anybody else does, if not even more so.
Yeah.
And unfortunately they're not typically in a position. They're more trusting than we are.
Yeah. Exactly.
So in the event something turns south really quickly, I want them to be able to have some things that they can utilize to at least get away.
Yeah, that's important.
That's what I try to work with them.
Yeah.
But we make it fun, and we have a good time, and it was cool. There was probably I want to say there was like 30 people there last time.
Wow.
And it's really cool because I bring some of my guys from the gym, and we're all working out, we're hitting pads and stuff and talking, having fun. So I love doing it. I love
That's
doing
awesome.
stuff like that.
Yeah, the martial arts is not only a good knowledge to have, but it's a great workout.
It transcends barriers, man. Like there is no barrier. Kids, adults, people with disabilities, healthy people, any age group, anything, men, women. It doesn't matter your gender, your skin color, nothing. Like martial arts is for everybody. It's absolutely for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. All right, Alex Lima in the house, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club. Check him out on Facebook. Just search up Black Belt Fitness as well. Or is it jiu-jitsu? What's the Facebook? Instagram is
at blackbelt_jitsu. The Facebook is it's Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club, and you can also Google us. Well, we're 5-star rating on Google, Groupon, Yelp, all that stuff.
Nice.
So we're pretty easy to find.
Awesome. Alex Lima in the house. So we got Alex Lima in the house, as well as Stephanie Rosario, Frank Charles Miranda Law here in studio. So Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club here in Tampa Bay. Also, you work as a paramedic as well. So thanks for doing that. We always want to say thanks to our veterans, our first responders, teachers. There's so many people that are kind of lumped into that category of, sometimes
public service,
not appreciated enough, not paid enough, and the different things happening there. But when you show up to a scene, a lot of times it's a traumatic event. The paramedics are showing up, and you dedicated your life to helping people with that. And you'd mentioned, the studying you've done. You could be a doctor at this point, with all the studying.
Yeah.
But talk to me a little bit about, have you seen anything that's kind of like a PTSD type moment, or what you see when you think about that?
Yeah, all the time, man. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff, but to me, it's not crazy anymore. It's like it's become the normal, unfortunately. So, PTSD by definition is post-traumatic stress disorder. So it's just being exposed to a stressful situation and event on a regular basis. So even someone who is, let's say, in an abusive relationship, that's a form of PTSD.
Right.
That's become their normal. That's their everyday life. When they are no longer in that situation because they finally choose to leave or whatever happens, it's not an easy transition to go back to what is considered a normal, quote unquote, life, functional, So PTSD comes in many shapes, ways, and forms. A lot of people, when you hear PTSD, you're thinking just in the military, being in a war zone.
Exactly.
I cannot tell you how many paramedics and firemen, I'll say even myself included, have some form of PTSD.
Right.
You don't sleep like a normal human being. You're on call 24 hours. I mean, imagine being in a dead sleep. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You've been running all day for 16 hours or so. You finally get a chance to eat something. You lay down in bed, and then boop, rescue, whatever, boom, they start calling you, and then you're going to some, a shooting or something like that. And you're supposed to wake up after being burnt out and perform at a high level. Because when you call 911, what do you expect? A professional to be there.
Exactly.
So you got to be there, even if you haven't slept or ate all day, and you got to tend to this person to the best of your ability as a high functioning paramedic, or fireman, whatever position you're in. So,
exactly.
So it's crazy, man. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I keep putting myself in these situations. Now I'm even a little bit crazier because where I work specifically now, I've done trauma, I've done cardiac care, I've done a lot of things. Now specifically, I work with behavioral health and drug and alcohol withdrawal. So I'm seeing just the best of the best at all times.
The best of the best.
So,
exactly.
But somebody's got to do it, right?
Exactly.
Somebody has to tend to these people.
Well, thanks for doing that. Absolutely. Appreciate you. And, the thousands of other men and women that are, doing that for us, serving the community in the highest capacity, waking up at those hours. That's tough, especially if you had a hard day training, right?
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. To find that balance is near impossible. I say if anything that hinders me as an athlete is, like I said, I haven't slept like a normal human being in probably over 15 years, if not more. Yeah. So, and rest and recovery is absolutely critical and crucial to be able to perform at a high level,
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, it takes a toll on you as an athlete and as a, just as an individual in general.
And we're talking with Alex Lima here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club. And the reason why I bring that up is we have also attorney Jason Coble on the show. What he's brought to the show before is he talked about how the rule changed, the law changed 6-8 months ago, I think it was, where he talked about how prior to that rule change, that law change, PTSD was not considered. It was not extended to
first responders and stuff. Yeah, no, I'm very familiar with that. Yeah, essentially before the law was passed. I mean, dude, imagine you're going to fires, people burning down, people dying, injured children. Like, it's the worst of the worst. You see society at its worst.
Yeah.
You see some good things too. Delivered babies and stuff like that. There's some wonderful things as well. But for the most part, it's not that sunshine and rainbows. And up until the law passed, the services were not offered for first responders, so you couldn't claim PTSD or be, per a doctor, be prescribed with PTSD and then seek, treatment that would be covered by your insurance company and stuff like that, because up until that point it was essentially just reserved for, military and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're taking a step in the right direction. There's other hazards as well. You think you're being exposed to carcinogens and stuff, cancer causing, fires and stuff like that. Listen, just because you're wearing an air mask when you're in a fire, when you get out, your gear just sat for 6 hours in a fire. Yeah. It is still offing gas.
It's everywhere.
It doesn't just go away.
Yeah.
So you have to decon properly. I mean, it's a process. So you're exposed to all kinds of hazards that people aren't typically aware of.
One of the things I was watching one of the sports shows. I love the sports shows where they follow the NFL teams around.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool. But there was an interesting story out of Philadelphia. The one I watched where they followed the Eagles around, right? The Philadelphia, how they won the Super Bowl. They did the Philly special with the quarterback throwback pass and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny. There was a first responder kind of interview, and it was actually just a citizen who had caught a baby. They literally threw a baby out the window. And it was so funny because he said, they interviewed the guy. He goes, at least I didn't drop him like so-and-so did. He called out the receiver.
No.
He called out the receiver on the team. I forgot which receiver was going through a spell of, having a couple drops.
Right.
But it was,
having a couple bad games.
That's a Philly fan for you, though, right?
Just, call it how you see it, I guess. Yeah.
But it was pretty funny how they, he mentioned that on the show.
He wasn't lying, though.
Yeah. And then that made national news.
Yeah, it's amazing what can go viral. You never know.
Exactly. Yeah, different world we live in now. So, Alex Lima, you're talking to thousands of people right now. Who do you want to reach out? Who do you want to come in and visit you over at your dojo right there? And let's give the address for the Waters.
Yeah, 5638 West Waters Avenue, Suite D1. We're towards the back, just behind the Beamer specialist there. Anyone, specifically right now, I've added some additional classes. I have a morning class right now on top of my regular adult and children classes. There's a Friday 10 a.m. session that starts now. And also, my daughter is finally training. I don't know if you had seen that. So, I started an age group for like 3 and 4 year olds. So
nice.
Like we call them the little ninjas, the little tiny ninjas.
Nice. That's cool.
They're training now, so I have a class going on for them as well. But my adult classes are almost at capacity.
Cool.
So I'm really looking to expand on my children's classes.
Cool.
But anybody and everybody that wants to train, we'll make room for you. We'll find a way to get you in there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you want to
train? We're running the
train
special right now too, where it's a half off for the first month of training, so you can start for next to nothing.
Yeah.
On this fitness and martial arts journey.
I like that. So text martial arts or to our hotline. Just shoot a text message to you text Black Belt or martial arts to 813-670-7372 if you want to meet and get introduced to Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts. He's also a competitor as well. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But text the word martial arts or Black Belt to 813-670-7372. We'll put you right in touch with Alex and get in there and start training and learning and defend yourself and all the fun stuff that goes along with that and get in great shape as well. So tell us about your upcoming competition, Alex.
Speaking of being in shape, like I am in shape right now, man. My body is a furnace. I'm actually having a hard time maintaining my weight. I'm actually underweight for my competition coming up at the end of the month. So I have to eat anything and everything that I can at the moment to just stay going. But so I'm going to be competing for an event called Grappling Industries. They're one of the largest growing organizations on the world right now. They do events internationally, so Amsterdam, Japan, Brazil. I'm doing the one here in Florida. at the end of the month. It's going to be submission only. It's my first time putting myself out there. It's my first time doing a competition where I'm not allowed to strike, where I'm not allowed to hit, so I can't use my my knockout power. I have to rely just on my wrestling and submissions.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I want to test myself like that.
That's pretty cool.
Put myself in battle like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Got a training camp coming up next week with some really high level guys. I've been traveling, training with the right people. I feel good. I'm ready to go.
That's awesome, man.
So.
Yeah, quick tip, how do you get your body burning like a furnace?
Train hard on a consistent basis. Consistency is key, and then you have to be eating the right things to kind of tweak your body to be in that to start spiking your metabolism so that it just stays constantly in a burning state.
Right. I like that. Coffee, put the coconut oil in the coffee.
Yeah, you can do the morning thing, the bulletproof fast. A little tip for everybody: you can do a coconut oil, which has MZT in it, and some butter as well, and that kind of I don't want to say trick, but it kind of tricks your body into being in a fat burning state.
Yeah.
You know, to start your day off like that, where you're already burning that calorie reserve that you had going in from the prior night.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm ready to go. And then once I get done with this competition, I actually have an international opportunity coming up in July.
Sweet.
That I'm looking forward to.
Cool.
And I'm actually looking for sponsors for that. I got people reaching out already, but that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. I can't wait to get that.
So you can sponsor Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club, in his journey to the championship.
That's it, man.
That's right. I love it. All right. Alex Lima in the house. Stephanie Rosario coming up as well. Frank Charles Miranda Law. Talk a little bit about real estate. And
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning rounds.
all right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Stephanie Rosario, Frank Charles Miranda Law.
Well, I'm going to go off the subject for a minute. I want to let everyone know we have a little special going on. Real estate agents, if you need some help, we have a offer that we have a transaction coordinator that we've partnered up with. So we're offering a transaction coordinator for $100 a file.
Wow.
So I know,
That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Contract to close?
Contract to close. Contract to close. So if there's anybody out there listening, real estate agents, give us a call.
That's a great way to take your business to the next level. That's the first thing you want to do. Gary Keller wrote the book, Millionaire Real Estate Agent. The number one thing is he talks about is the leverage. You know, the 3 L's: listings, leverage. You know, and you got to list the last. That's number one. You know, you get listings. But then if you leverage someone else's time, someone else's expertise, you know, and it goes back to the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. You focus on going out and getting new business, originating new deals, and you allow that other person to cross the T's, dot the I's, do the paperwork push.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
awesome. That's a great offer.
We're here for you.
Frank Charles Miranda Law. Awesome. All right, Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club.
All right, so the health expert in me has come out as a paramedic and a trainer. I just want to touch on the everybody, you know, being kind of panicked about being sick lately, coronavirus, flu, and stuff like that. Remember that it is a virus, okay? And the main things are just like any other cold, flu, germs, right? Wash your hands, take your vitamins, stay healthy, work out at Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club. I'll teach you more. And, you know, just watch out being in these areas where people are sneezing, coughing. You know, if someone coughs on a door, don't touch that handle and then, you know, put your finger in your mouth.
Yeah,
you know, things
exactly.
like that. Stay safe. But it's just a virus like anything else. You just have to take care of yourself. The people that are at risk are the people that are more with underlying medical issues. So try not to freak out and be panicked about
basic stuff like that. You know, going through the airports, you don't need to hold or even the malls. You don't need to put your hand on the thing that everybody else touches.
Of
you know,
course.
you don't need to hold the thing. You can get close to it. You know, just in case you lose your balance.
Yes.
But I was going to throw a funny joke in there, a silly joke. But you know, I drink a 6-pack of Coronas. I'm still good. You know?
I know, man. As long as you have the lime, you should be fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kills it, right?
Absolutely.
That's what they say. And so, real quickly, I want to talk about Albert Moravian's 738-55% rule. Okay, this is communication. We all communicate every day. This is one thing you can think of to be better at communication. 738-55% rule, real quickly, says 7% of your communication is the actual words that you say. 38% is the voice tone, the tonality in your voice. The overwhelming majority, 55%, says the body language that you're using while you're saying those words and you're communicating. So that's Albert Moravian's 738-55% rule here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Donate some blood, donate some time. Lots of ways that you can be a force for good in the community. Swing a hammer for Habitat for Humanity. You can volunteer for some of our partners as well. Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll see you next time. ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.